Hey y'all, how you perking? I hope you're perking good. So, May 2022, we have already, just about at the time of filming this, it's actually Saturday, April 30th, but we have basically made it to May 2022, and holy crap, I feel like I barely got my bearings straight that it was April, and now we're already in May, so this is going too fast for me, but whatever, we're here and we're ready to see what May is gonna bring. We need predictions. What the hell do we need to expect for May of 2022? So we're gonna take a look at that. Alrighty, we're taking a look at that today. I am a licensed mental health clinician as well as a spiritual intuitive, and in these videos we're fixing to take a look at the tea with the tarot. So let me go ahead and pull up the cards over here. And as I get shuffled, I'm going to move this microphone right here. Penelope and her little yellows. She didn't have a brown, so she was going to do her yellows. That's okay, Penelope. That's okay. You tried to be fancy, but you failed. Here. Now I've got an off-the-shoulder shirt suddenly, as a team, we are fancier. Thank you. I'll help you out. I'll pull the weight here, Penelope. I'll pull the weight in this relationship. So, getting shuffled up here. As I'm shuffling, of course, all alleged, just my interpretation, y'all. This is all alleged, just my interpretation about what we're supposed to expect in May 2022. As usual, this is a international reading because we have viewers from all over the world here and like to make things here relevant for everyone, not just those of us here from the United States. And we've got our categories that we like to take a look at, our handy dandy categories here. So politics, economy, wellness and health, anything else that we need to know, we're going to take a peek at it. So let's see. Here we go. Let's start up at the top at politics. Gonna draw some cards for politics. What do we need to know about May 2022 in terms of politics? So, okay. Well, that's a very interesting start there. Very interesting start. Okay. I want some context up on that. Also, context on these, because alrighty then. Okay, so, this is a lot. Yeah. So, before I even get started with this, let me remind folks that if you like to see videos like this, then there's like over 70 videos on the Perk Squad, in the blue join button down below or the link in the description box. You can become a member of the Perk Squad, get a lot of extra perks, including extra videos. There will be an extra video today. There always is for these monthly readings. We always get a bunch of information here, and then we continue on the Perk Squad for a little bit of extra whatever else we need to know for the month. And so if you want to be a member of the Perk Squad for exclusive videos and lots of extra perks, then just click that join button below. You can also have perks like video shoutouts like this. Shout out to you, Christine, and thank you for being a member of the Perk Squad. Big hugs to you. Thank you for being a member of the Perk Squad, Christine, and shout out to you. Awesome. All right, Christine, you ready for politics? Yeah. So, there's no other really way to say it other than May is a bit of a shit show of politics, and I think to some extent that's to be expected. So it's not even really negative Nancy to say that. I think that that's kind of par for the course at the moment right here. So I see this idea of I'm trying to give y'all something, like giving somebody something politically, and that in terms of the Justice card being here and being upright, this is kind of like strike the gavel and make it be so. I'm striking the gavel and this is what it is kind of thing. And so it's some kind of a, like, I'm going to use authority, I'm going to pass down this gift right here. 7 of Cups up right on top of that, though. Like, this is when we're talking about, like, opening a can of worms. this is opening a can of wiggly ass fucking worms. The Nine of Cups in reverse right next to it is showing that there's going to be a lot of people who are not happy about this. It looks like the intentions here are good. So I'll throw that out there, that we've got some good intentions politically behind doing this. But in terms of the trickle down, shakeout, whatever you want to call it, I'm seeing some upset. I'm also seeing down here that there are going to be some people that feel like literally this is driving me insane. Like I just fucking can't, and then these people are going to feel like, well, I'm focusing on these cups. I'm focusing on these cups that fell down. So basically it's going to make a whole host of people focus on what they feel like they lost, what they feel like is unfair, what they feel like didn't happen, rather than focusing on the silver linings of the situation, probably the things that were good intentions, but didn't feel like it shook out that way for them. So very interesting to see that. That's kind of weird. Like, it seems like it's a good thing, but then it causes this open can of worms that causes some upset. And it's so weird that something so like a negative wave of emotion can come out of something that was supposed to be good. That's kind of at the core of the forefront of what I'm seeing in May. Now, this could happen in May, or this can be seeded in May. Remember, whenever we're doing these things, if something gets started, gets launched in a month, it may come up here, even if we might not see, this whole thing start, get to the middle, finish, and end all in May. It might string out longer than that. So be appraised of that, because this feels kind of like it's not going to be a one and done, quick and dirty, wham bam, thank you ma'am. In May alone, it feels like we've got some kind of something that starts, and that there's kind of a progression of this for time to come. So very interesting there. Very interesting there. Now, over here, Four of Wands in reverse, got our Queen of Pentacles up right here, got our Knight of Cups up right here. So with this politically, there's something, this is a very interesting way to say this, okay? I am not the most politically savvy person. I'm just reading on this as a topic because it is a heavily requested topic, but this is kind of the home and family card. And when I saw this in reverse, the thing that popped into my head is there's something wrong in the house. And I'm like, house as in like the House of Representatives or something. I don't know. I don't even know what that would mean or why that would come up. But I'm seeing something about that there, which means that this feels kind of like it's, pointedly speaking about the United States. And with these things here, it looks like there's going to be some sort of new energy feeling in the house. Now, I don't know how this works or how this, does. I know this is May. I know we're not, right now talking about the middle of, say, the midterms and all this kind of whatever. But this is looking like there's some kind of new energy to come across, and something's wrong in the house in May. Don't know what that means. This feels, you know what this feels like to me? Any of y'all watch that Vikings show, and how there's those seers that look kind of crazy and scary with like the black crusty lips and the black cloaks and all of that, and they speak in these riddles, and people are like, I don't know what that means, and they're like, yeah, you're not meant to know what it means until it comes up upon you, and then when it's happening, it's supposed to click, that kind of thing. That's what this feels like as they're saying something's wrong in the house. So I don't know what that means, but now I feel like I need to watch a little bit more closely to all of that in May. If I can remember and get all my ducks in a row. I don't know where the fuck my ducks are right now. So, yeah, very interesting, but some new, weird, fresh, change up energy, something not right with it, something kind of weird with it though, going on. And there's also something that would include this older woman in here as well. And when I say older woman, I don't necessarily mean that this, I'm being rude. This could be what some of us would consider a young woman, but usually if I'm getting a Queen's card, I'm feeling like 40 or over, so a more mature woman. We're not talking that we're in our 30s or younger, we're talking 40s or above, and this person is kind of roped into this some sort of a way. Don't know how they're roped into this some sort of a way, but there's a connection here, an involvement here, an entanglement here, I don't know, but curious. Curious. Let's pull these up and keep seeing what else we have here. Let's see what else we have here. I just want to pull all these up first so we can work with a full deck here, because what the hell else? What the hell else? Anything else we can know about politics in May 2022 before we move on to another category? Let's see. Anything else we can know about politics May 2022 before we move on to another category? Spirit guides. Okay. Interesting. What about on you? Some context on you. Alrighty. Also on you. You. Here we go again. Y'all, there's all kinds of legal stuff in politics in May, like legal discourse, people talking about, is this legal? Is this right? Is this wrong? Is this just or not just? There's a lot of that talk going on in May in politics, because rarely would I ever get the justice card, then, shuffle it all back up, draw it, get it again under the same topic category that we were just talking about. That's incredible for that to come up twice. It really is. So there's going to be a lot of legal discourse, legal talk, a lot of, fair and just and whatever going on in May. And it looks like there's going to be squabbles around that. That happens when we're talking about things that have to do with something with legality or fairness. There often are a lot of opinions in the room, and that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing something trying to move ahead and try to get through, but I'm seeing some kind of a blockade by these people right here. I'm seeing this is trying to be in balance. This is trying to be in balance. We have two balanced types of themes right here next to each other. So it's like, come on, timing and balance is everything. If we have the right balance, this should work. And if we have the right balance, then there should be some aspect of right timing where we can make a perfect storm and have something happen here. I'm seeing that, but there's just some people here, there's a blockade. I don't know what this blockade is, but it seems like... You know how there's that phrase, I'm going to butcher it. I never know phrases, and I'm always like, this phrase, and then I don't know the actual phrase, and I start talking around it and sound like a fucking idiot. But the phrase that's something like an immovable object and whatever, a force that can't be stopped. I don't know what an unstoppable force, and how, if they meet, what happens. This force is unstoppable, but this item here is unmovable. So what happens when they meet? That's kind of what this is feeling like here, that we have some weird kind of convergence in that type of way, where the only way to get it to work and go is if you have the perfect balance and the perfect timing for it all to coalesce in its perfect storm. It feels like such a small window of opportunity. It's like how they talk about, God, the examples the spirit guides give me, Jesus Lord, this is not good, but it's kind of like whenever they're telling you in health ed about how hard it is for the one perfect sperm to get into the egg, that kind of a thing. It's got to be the perfect guy for the job. That's what I'm seeing here. Lord Spirit Guides, if you could give me examples in my mind that does not pertain to sperm, I would thank you. The things they put in my head, I swear. But anyway, very interesting. What'll be really hilarious is if something comes to pass that does have any relationship to sperm or sex or, anything like that. That would be hilarious if the topic actually kind of intertwined with that. Otherwise, they're just giving me a crazy example because the example fits, and they're like, hey, if the shoe fits, lace it up, bitch. And I'm like, all right, but please don't, though. Thanks. So, anywho, also down here with politics, this card, when they give me this card, especially when we're kind of carving out sections for, international readings and stuff like that, this one for sure, they're speaking about something happening abroad. And so when I say abroad, I mean it means anywhere other than the U.S. that they're talking about here, somewhere other than the United States that they're talking about here. I'm seeing this card that feels kind of like watching and waiting, this kind of pause, this kind of like, we're all waiting with bated breath. What's going to happen now? What does that mean? Kind of thing. It's just a weird pause, a strange pause in May, somewhere, not the United States. It has to do, just going to say it. This is a card, as you can see from the card, this is like standing our ground. This is kind of fighting. So this very well could be about the warring going on overseas. We know there's a lot still going on, unfortunately, between Russia and Ukraine. But it could be something else other than that specific thing going on. Either way, this is about some kind of fighting. So this could be as small as some sort of protest somewhere in the world about something, or it can be as big as the actual invasion that we've been talking about here on the channel. Got plenty of videos on that if you haven't seen them. But with this, there's some kind of a weird pause and some kind of a weird watching and waiting going on in May around this, and something decent comes out of this. Something good comes out of this. So whatever conflict they're referring to in this card, again, it could be referring to the Ukraine and Russia situation. It could be referring to something else. But whatever conflict this is referring to that's taking place overseas, I see some sort of a pause, people waiting with bated breath to see what's going to happen and how, this is going to start moving forward. People kind of like putting themselves into timeout to just observe and stop for a second, and something good would come out of this. Now, this is an Ace of Pentacles. Aces are very small numbers, an ace is a 1 card. So we're not necessarily talking about, that this could be big and miraculous. I don't know. We're not getting a 10 of Pentacles here. We're talking about an ace. But an ace is always something. It's a little olive branch. It's planting a seed. It's a start. It's something that it's like, you know what? It may not be much, but don't overlook it, kind of thing. So, hey, we'll take a positive. When we get a positive in here, we'll take a positive, okay? We don't filter the positives here. We'll take a positive. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and move on to another category that we have here because we've already been going for almost 20 minutes now. So I'm going to pull these up and shuffle them back in. We're moving over to economy. So when we're talking about the economy, we can mean, specific country economy. We can mean global economy. We can mean finance, career, like all of those things go under the umbrella of economy. So taking a peek into economy, May 2022. What are we allowed to know about the economy, May 2022? Let's see. Alrighty here. Okay, alright, well, okay, 2 of you fell out. Fine. We'll take you. Alright, do I need any context here? Do I want any extras? You know what? I'm gonna let it slide for now. I'm gonna just leave it here for now. So, what we're seeing in terms of May economy, it's very interesting that we're getting some good with the bad with the good. The positive side about that is it doesn't mean that things are all bad in May. Yay. Let's take that. It's not all bad in May in economy. I'm seeing some things here which are good. There's some movement here. So whatever this Eight of Wands means, that there's something with economy that was some kind of way halted or stunted or slowed down that will start to be met with some sort of an increase in May 2022. So I see something economically speeding back up, picking up some speed, picking up some steam, trying to kind of, get it going again. So that's a positive thing. Whatever that is, it's going to mean that there are some ideas at the table, possibly some innovation going around, some creativity, some people who are out of the box thinkers kind of adding to this, contributing to this, bringing this about. I see those as being good things. Now, the, I guess, quote unquote, downside to this is that, again, if we're talking about an Ace of Swords with these ideas, then this is kind of, again, a smaller baby card here. We're talking about, planting some seeds of ideas. So just because we have some great ideas and we're starting to pick up the speed on something doesn't necessarily mean it's all going to boom 0 to 60. It does kind of feel like there's a build to this. There's kind of a, we've got to go to the Ace of Swords and we got to build up from there and get to higher numbers and stuff like that. So it feels like, we're starting somewhere. But again, we're starting. So this is a good sign. In the meantime, while we're waiting for this to pick up a little bit more juice here, we do still see these things. And I don't take these as bad things as much as I take these as realistic things, I think. The economically speaking, with these two reversals, this is kind of like financially things not being the greatest, and this is like with certain business not being the greatest. So I'm seeing like certain business and certain financial stuff really kind of being on the struggle bus economically in May. So some sort of decisions are being made or something is happening around the world or whatever that's a big enough impactful thing that it looks like it's draining things financially and draining things business-wise. So I see that being problematic. If you are someone out there that has a lot of investments, maybe be careful with what you're doing with your investments, taking a lot of consideration around that, making sure maybe we don't take any huge high risks in May in terms of any kind of investing or things like that. If we're talking about businesses, maybe small businesses kind of trying to play it safe a little bit here in May. This also feels like, though, that it is encompassing big business as well as small businesses. And for some people, maybe not everyone, but some people might rejoice that bigger businesses might have some issues in May. They might be like, it's about time you had a fucking issue. It's about time something went bad for you. Some people are like, I don't feel good when somebody suffers. I don't care who it is. All of it affects me and makes me feel bad, whatever. But some people are like, this is you paying your dues. Big business is you paying your dues. So I don't know where you fall on that. Not gonna pull a side either way. Just showing you what I'm seeing. Just a girl reading cards. Remember, this is all alleged, just by interpretation, okay? Penelope in yellow helping out. So, but yeah, this feels like there's some sort of a precipitating event. So this doesn't just feel like, oh, it's just because of, the general happenstance, this general circumstances that we're in. This feels more like a precipitating event. So it feels more like, let's say some congressional decision or some kind of a decision by some ruler in some other country or something like that is a factor in what kind of has us go down this road. So I feel like this is tied to something else that happens and isn't just, it's a part of the times. This might be a part of the times somewhat, but not here. So moving on economically, going over here, I am seeing that there, with the Star card, not a bad card. Not a bad card to see. I'm seeing some new beginnings again, so that's got kind of the flavor that these two had up here. There's a similar vibe going on here, which is positive. But new beginnings that don't necessarily always get off the ground. So with this Four of Swords here, you know, this is kind of a restful, slow type of card. So again, I'm seeing these things being, you know, coming into people's minds, people kind of getting some ideas, starting to move forward with those things in May. But in terms of, you know, tangibly seeing that stuff play out yet, I don't know that we're going to notice a whole lot in May with that. Like, I don't know that it's going to feel a whole lot better in terms of where the rubber meets the road, so to speak, in May. I think that's going to take longer. I'm still glad that it's here. You know, I don't want to discount the fact that we're seeing these seeds be planted. You know, you want to see the seeds be planted knowing that if we continue to water them, one day they're going to bear fruit. We want that. But, you know, some of us are impatient. Triple fire sign over here. My natal chart is 65% fire. Some of us are impatient. We don't like waiting, but we're going to have to. So, strap up. All right, so let's pull these up and get some more insights on our other category. We want to move now to health, wellness, love, spirituality, all of that stuff. Anything that category encompasses, we want to take a peeky peek at that. So let's take a peek. Let's do it. Let's do it to it. So, health, wellness, love, spirituality, May 2022. What can we know? All alleged. Just my interpretation. What can we know? Oh, snap. Is that a little bit of drama? I think that's a little bit of drama. All right. I'm going to bite the bait. The fuck is this drama over here? I'm going to bite the bait. You know what? Why is that not shocking to me right there? Why is that not shocking to me? All right. Okay. Well, yeah, you know. All right. Let's go over here. And give me one more over here. Golly gee willikers. No. Okay, so health, wellness, love, spirituality. I'm telling you, this is in the health field right here. Health and wellness, specifically what I'm seeing right here. Again, with the star card, we're talking about turning over a new leaf. But whatever this turning over a new leaf is, it's theoretically, at its core, supposed to be a good thing. But it's going to initiate some drama. So that's a theme. Because we saw that in the politics section as well, did we not? We saw that in the politics section. That is a theme of May 2022. Where things that are instigated out of good intentions devolve some kind of way and create some kind of a thing from that. So some piece of it, some sort of a way, was well intended at some point down the line, and it just, the train left the station and it went the wrong way. That seems to be a theme for May. So look out for those types of discoveries in May, because this is seeding some drama around this guy. Whoever this guy is, he is a, again, older person, 40 or older. He's most likely a really smart guy, probably highly educated, probably doing well for himself in career, but he's going to get into a little bit of a, are we going to use the word entanglement again? I guess we're going to use the word entanglement again. I hate using that word, especially because I used that word one day and somebody's like, oh no, she did not say entanglement. And I was like, what's so funny about that? And they're like, duh, Jada Pinkett Smith. And I was like, huh? And I had to look it up, and then I realized why people were like, oh, she used the word. But, you know, I've been using the word long before that woman ever said that word. I don't want to give it up because of her. But, yeah. So, an entanglement. this guy. And it looks like it's of his own making, because he is a King of Swords, and this is a swords card. So it's a heartache, but it's a heartache made with swords. Dude, you are the swords handler. You are the one in charge of the swords, and you are being hurt by the sword. That whole live by the sword, die by the sword type of vibe. Like, what's going on here, dude? So he gets himself into a little something. And the Hierophant card here, y'all know, governments, institutions, organizations, agencies, something like that, in the reverse position. So not looking good. Looking like you got egg on your face here. Looking a little bit either embarrassed, or you should be ashamed of yourself, or, something along those lines. And here's these shitty people not helping out. These people are not helping the situation. Whoever these people are, either they're going to come out looking bad as well, or they're going to be turncoats on this dude, or they're trying to cover something up, or whatever. Either way, drama with this. Lord, and I want to feel bad for him, because again, it doesn't look like he's a bad person, and it looks like this, at some point in time was intended to be a good thing, but it just doesn't look like it's playing out that way, because it's like you had choices along the way, honey. You had choices, and you chose the dark side or something like that, and this is where it's gone. That's kind of what I'm looking at there. So, Scandal in Health and Wellness, May 2022. Oh, Lord mercy. Alrighty, y'all. So, bottom stack over here. With health, wellness category, love, spirituality, this is feeling like, how do we put this? This is feeling like the collective. So when I say the collective, I'm kind of mean all of us viewing, all of us here in the world existing together, all of us on the planet. We are a collective, the collective human race, right? Us as the collective. It's looking like in May, we're going to have some struggles on an emotional level in May. Now, before anybody freaks the hell out, we do tend to have struggles, pretty often. This is called life, and life sometimes sucks, and life has been particularly difficult in the last few years. So I don't necessarily think that this is, going above and beyond, making things so much worse, but it is kind of a heads up. They're just wanting to give us a heads up that, hey, some things emotionally are going to be a little bit challenging here in May 2022. We're going to end up finding things to focus on that we think, oh, these are all the things going wrong, and they're trying to encourage us to focus on things that are also going right. Now, that doesn't mean we spiritually bypass and ignore all the negative stuff. Negative emotions, so-called, can be great teachers to help us see what isn't working, what needs resolving, etc. But if we're focusing on, let's say, shadow work, for example, I know there's a lot of y'all out there, myself included, that sometimes gets mired on focusing on, what do I need to improve? Where did this come from? What did I do to manifest this, or whatever? And we kind of get stuck on those things. They're saying we need to make the decision to not really do that in May, to not really go that route. So if there is some sort of internal work that you can do that isn't really like shadow work, darker, heavier stuff, if there's the kind of work that you can do that's actually maybe funner, easier, more lighthearted work in May, it looks like we're wanting to go that route. So let's say, instead of trying to figure out where your childhood trauma came from and how to feel better and get away from all of this kind of pain and whatever, instead being like, okay, what are some things that I enjoy doing, like doing, want to incorporate in my life that's going to help with my mental, physical, and spiritual health, but it's going to be from a more lighthearted place. It's going to be more fun. It's going to be, dare I say, more action-oriented, stuff like that. what can I do? I'm seeing that kind of thing play out a little bit more in May. Take more of a presence in May. And if you're noticing that you're swinging in that direction, please allow that. And if you notice that you're fighting, kicking and fighting that direction from happening, then take note that that probably doesn't feel good to kick and fight from going in this direction, and just stop the kicking and fighting and let yourself flow in this way. Let yourself flow in this way, because it looks like it's going to be a destabilizing feeling month. It's going to feel like we've fallen off of our high horse. It's going to feel like we have a hard time getting grounded and planting our feet. So if we already are feeling like we're falling off our high horse, and we're already feeling like it's hard to get rooted and grounded and getting planted there, then why would we focus on more of the negative aspects trying to resolve those things? It's just going to kind of, dig us down deeper, maybe further some feelings of depression, things like that. And so they're really trying to kind of bring some levity here. And kind of the whole April showers bring May flowers. Oh, wow. So the dark, dim stuff in April produced all this beauty in May. So it's kind of like, they're like, yeah, do as nature does. Do that in May. So seeing that right there, I think that was kind of a nice way for them to give us something here on the collective that we can have a heads up about and know what to do about it, with it, for it. Good thing here. So, 2 things. 1, if you'd like a private reading with me, especially if you want to sort out any of this stuff here, whatever, then BeasTalksAndTarot.com, my description box below, you can have a private reading with me. Also, for anybody else that wants to know what else is coming in May 2022, what else do we need to know in May 2022, then Perk Squad, I'm coming at you with an exclusive. So as we say, Perk Squad gets exclusive videos sometimes. So gonna go for another 10-15 minutes over there on the Perk Squad, seeing what else should we know. Is there anything else that didn't come up here that we need to know about for May 2022 on any type of subject matter whatsoever? We're fixing to find that out. So if you want to see that, click the blue join button below or the link in the description box. And Perk Squad coming at you with this. Again, everybody else, private reading, link in the description box, BeasTalksAndTarot.com. If you feel like you need an energy tune-up, then we got Reiki Energy Healing as well for an energy tune-up. And if you just want to freaking get some mentorship or coaching on how to read the cards the way that I read the cards, then there's that as well. There's literally private sessions available that I can help coach you on how to read the cards the way I read the cards, work through any kind of stuff that you have some challenges with. So all of that on my website. And Penelope, what do you tell them? You'll tell them, don't be a stranger. Come back and see me, and I will talk at you later. Bye, y'all. Coming at you, Perk Squad, with an extended video. Gonna be some puppy shenanigans at the end of this. Stay tuned for puppies. Shenanigans. Bullshit. All right. Bye, y'all. You need to calm down. Calm down. Girl. Yeah. Girl. She's like, the fuck's wrong with you? Girl. No, you need to calm down. You want my Pokeball. Is that what you want? You can't have my Pokeball. You have to wait till you get your little suppers. And you'll get those in about 30 minutes. You'll get it in about 30 minutes if you just wait. Quit trying to eat my fingers and oh! You better not. No, ma'am. You're gonna get yours, your puppy food. You better get off the side of this couch, girl. Just 'cause you're small and cute, and we could fit 2 or 3 of you there. Excuse you. Oh. Girl, I'm gonna give you yours. I'm going to give you your proper dog food in like 30 minutes. You can't wait. Girl, you can't wait. Girl. Jeez Louise. Alright, I'm going to give you a rice. Or a carrot. Here, we'll give you a carrot. There. Jeez, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have given you a carrot, because now you're going to be like this forever. You trained me. Oh, no. Grr.